My name is Laura. I am 35 years old. 5 years ago, I made a choice that destroyed my relationship with my son. He was only 12 when I left. Now he is 17, and he does not talk to me anymore. People say I am a bad mother. Maybe they are right, but let me tell you my story, and you can decide. Hello everyone, I'm Sophia, and wow, welcome back. If you're new here, let me tell you what we do. I share real and emotional stories sent by listeners from all around the world. And these aren't just any stories, they're about love, loss, difficult choices, and everything in between, the best part. These stories can help you learn English and reflect on life at the same time. So you're not just improving your English, you're also connecting with real human experiences. And honestly, that's what makes this so special. Oh, and if you enjoy this content, please don't forget to like the video. It really helps. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we share new stories every week. And I'd love to hear from you, so share your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with the choices people make? Would you do things differently? Let me know. All right, now let's begin today's story. I was married to David for 15 years. We had one son, Michael. David was a good father, but not a good husband. He never hit me, but he never loved me either. We lived like roommates, not like a couple. Every day was the same routine. Wake up, make breakfast, go to work, come home, make dinner, go to bed. There was no conversation between us. There was no touch. There was no love. I felt empty inside, like a robot doing the same things every day. I tried to talk to David about our problems. He always said everything was fine, but it was not fine. I was slowly dying inside that marriage. When Michael was 11, I started working at a new company. That is where I met Daniel. He worked in the same department as me. Daniel was different from David. He asked me how my day was and really listened to my answers. He made me laugh with his jokes. For the first time in years, I felt alive again. We became friends first. We had lunch together sometimes. We talked about our lives, our dreams, our problems. Then something changed. I started thinking about him when I was at home. I looked forward to seeing him at work every morning. My heart beat faster when he smiled at me. I knew these feelings were dangerous. One day, Daniel told me he had feelings for me. I should have stopped everything right there. I should have kept my distance. But I did not. I told him I felt the same way. We started meeting after work, just to talk at first, then we kissed. I know it was wrong. I was still married, but I could not stop my feelings for him. For 6 months, I lived two lives. At home, I was David's wife and Michael's mother. At work, I was Daniel's partner. I felt guilty every day, but I also felt happy for the first time in years. I told myself I would make a decision soon. I told myself I just needed more time to figure things out. One night, everything fell apart. David came home early from work. I was in the kitchen texting Daniel. I did not hear David come in. He walked up behind me and saw the messages on my phone. He grabbed the phone from my hands. His face turned red with anger. I had never seen him so upset before. David read all the messages out loud, every word of love I sent to Daniel, every plan we made to meet. He threw my phone against the wall. It broke into pieces. Then he did something I never expected. He went to Michael's room and told him everything. He told our 12-year-old son that his mother was cheating on his father. Michael came out of his room crying. He looked at me with hate in his eyes. He said, "Mom, how could you do this to Dad? How could you do this to us?" I tried to hug him, but he pushed me away. He said, "I hate you. I hate you so much." Those words hurt more than anything David could say to me. I tried to explain everything to Michael. I told him his father and I were not happy together. I told him I still loved him more than anything in the world, but he would not listen. He ran back to his room and locked the door. David looked at me with cold eyes. He said, "You have destroyed this family. Now you have to choose, leave him and stay with us, or go with him and lose your son forever." I spent 2 months trying to decide what to do. Those were the worst 2 months of my life. I stayed in the house, but David did not talk to me. Michael did not talk to me either. I felt like a ghost in my own home. Every morning I woke up hoping things would get better. Every night I went to bed crying. I tried many times to talk to Michael. I knocked on his door every day. Sometimes he opened it, sometimes he did not. When he did open the door, I tried to explain my feelings. I said, "Honey, I love you so much. I will always be your mother, but I need to be happy too. I need to feel alive. Can you understand that?" Michael looked at me with tears in his eyes. He said, "If you really loved me, you would stay. If you really loved me, you would fix things with Dad. Other kids have normal families. Why can't we?" I tried to tell him our family was not normal. His father and I were not in love anymore, but he was too young to understand. He just wanted his parents together. Daniel called me every day during those 2 months. He said he would wait for me, but I had to make a choice. He said, "Laura, I love you. I want to build a life with you, but I cannot wait forever. You need to decide what you want." David said the same thing. Everyone wanted an answer. Everyone was tired of waiting. Finally, I made my decision. I sat Michael down and told him I was leaving. I told him I would always love him. I told him I would call him every day and visit him every week. He did not say anything. He just looked at me with empty eyes. Then he said, "You are not my mother anymore." I packed my bags that night and moved in with Daniel. I chose my own happiness. I thought Michael would forgive me one day. I was so wrong. The divorce process took 1 year. It was the most painful year of my life. David's lawyer was very aggressive. They said I was an unfit mother because I had an affair. They said I abandoned my family for another man. The judge gave full custody to David. I was allowed to see Michael only 2 weekends per month, but Michael refused to come. I tried to call Michael every week. He never answered my calls. I sent him text messages saying, "I love you and I miss you." He never replied. I sent him letters for his birthday and Christmas. He sent them back unopened. Every returned letter felt like a knife in my heart. I kept trying anyway. I could not give up on my son. On his 13th birthday, I went to his school with a gift. I waited outside the building until classes finished. When Michael came out, I called his name. He looked at me for a second. I thought maybe he would talk to me, but then he turned around and walked away. I stood there holding the gift, watching him leave. That was the last time I saw him in person. David turned Michael against me completely. He told everyone I was a terrible mother who chose a man over her own child. He did not tell them about our dead marriage. He did not tell them I was unhappy for 15 years. He did not tell them he was cold and distant. In Michael's eyes, I was the villain. His father was the hero who stayed. Daniel and I got married 2 years after my divorce. The wedding was small and quiet. We are happy together. He treats me well. He makes me laugh. He loves me in a way David never did. But there is always something missing. There is always a hole in my heart shaped like my son. Some nights I wake up at 3 a.m. crying. Daniel holds me and asks, "What is wrong?" I always say the same thing. I miss Michael. Last month, Michael turned 17. He is almost an adult now. I sent him a message on social media because he blocked my phone number. I wrote, "I know you hate me. I know you think I am a terrible mother, but I want you to know I never stopped loving you. I think about you every single day. When you are ready to talk, I will be here waiting." He did not respond. I checked my phone every hour for a week, hoping to see a reply. Nothing came. Maybe he never read the message. Maybe he read it and deleted it. Maybe he will respond when he turns 18. I do not know. All I can do is wait and hope. That is my life now, waiting and hoping for a second chance. David remarried last year to a woman named Susan. She seems nice from the photos I see on Facebook. Michael calls her by her first name, not Mom. That makes me feel a little better. But I see pictures of them together at dinner, at the beach, celebrating holidays. She gets to be part of his life. I do not. Another woman gets to see my son grow up. People ask me all the time, "Do you regret your choice?" The truth is, I do not know how to answer that question. I am happy with Daniel. He is my best friend and my partner. We have a good life together. But I lost my son. I missed his teenage years. I was not there for his first girlfriend, his first heartbreak, his driving test. Is any happiness worth that price? I chose love over duty. I chose myself over my child. Society says that makes me selfish. Maybe it does. Maybe I am a bad mother. But I was drowning in that marriage with David. I felt dead inside. I had to save myself. I just wish I could have saved everyone. I wish there was a way to be happy without losing my son. But life does not work that way. Sometimes you have to choose, and sometimes every choice hurts. Wow, that was intense, wasn't it? Every time I share one of these stories, I'm reminded of how complex life can be. I truly believe that every story has something to teach us. Sometimes it's about love, sometimes it's about loss, and sometimes it's just about being human and making difficult choices. So, what do you think about today's story? I really want to know your opinion. Do you agree with the choices that were made? Would you do things differently? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and honestly, I love reading your perspectives. Sometimes you guys see things that I completely miss. Oh, and if this story touched your heart, if you felt something while listening, please give it a like. It really helps more people discover these stories. And don't forget to subscribe. We share new emotional stories every week. And trust me, we have some incredible ones coming up. And if you have your own story you'd like to share, something that's been on your mind or weighing on your heart, send it to me. You never know, your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Take care of yourselves, okay? And remember, life is complicated, but we're all doing our best. See you in the next story.